Ben, we understand from doing our own research, and hopefully this is correct, that you were an intern for Def Jam Records.
I was, that's right.
Agencies. Okay. And then we see that interning in this, quote, new economy is sort of this new career path, and sometimes it seems to be working for people, and sometimes there's been backlash because there's 40-year-old guys with college degrees interning, and then they're not paid. What would you say to a person that wants to intern and then turn it into a paying career? What would you say are some of the do's and don'ts?
I would say when you sign up for an internship to be completely open and to be incredibly hardworking, obviously, right? And I interned at Def Jam, but I don't work in the record business, but I will attribute my success in my career to that internship because I was open, I made relationships, and one thing led to another, and it got me to where I am today. So I would say go into it thinking that, all right, this is my entry, this is me walking in the door, but I don't know if I'm going to turn left, I don't know if I'm going to turn right, I don't know if I'm going to walk back out the door and go through another door. I started interning at Def Jam when I was 18 or 19. There I met a woman who was a host of a syndicated music show. She also worked at Def Jam. I began producing segments on this syndicated show that was in 6 markets at the time. Then I became about 20, and I was filming the segments, I was editing the segments, I was booking the guests and the locations, producing all aspects of these little segments on this syndicated show. Then it became a nationally syndicated show. It was like 100 markets. The woman who was the host of the show went a little crazy when the show got a little bigger. They needed a host. I stepped in. I did my first interview was with Dave Chappelle on the set of his Comedy Central show before season 1 launched. And then I started doing junkets for the show. I made a reel. I got it to MTV. They gave me a job. My first on-camera interview was with Will Smith and Angelina Jolie and Jack Black on MTV. Never been on TV before, so that was crazy. And then it just led me to, then I worked at NBC, and just from there found my way. But I attribute it back to being at Def Jam and just being open and being, you know, down for anything. If you surround yourself with good people, good things will happen. I remember reading this Will Smith quote where he said, anybody who's looking to change their life or go a different path, take a look at the 5 people you spend the most amount of time with. And that's a real reflection of yourself. And so I say it to anybody who wants to take on an internship. Surround yourself with good people at that internship. When you get a job if you're an intern on a movie set, who are the other interns there? Because you're going to kind of come up as a class in a lot of ways, almost like high school or something. So I found that, I mean, for me, when I was starting out on TV in a consistent job at the E! Channel, being with Kat Sadler and Sal Masekela and Ryan Seacrest and Jason Kennedy, these are really, they're like television professionals. I'm some kid from New York who likes hip hop and wears sneakers. Like, they made me like, wow, like I'm in the big leagues. I got to step my game up. So I learned a lot from them. I don't know. I feel like if you just surround yourself with good people, then good things will happen. And in this business, I mean, that's more true than a lot of others. I feel like, you know, you look at something like, I don't know, like a Seth Rogen and Judd Apatow and Jonah Hill and Jason Segel and that whole crew. You know, they surround themselves with each other, and it kind of brings them all up. You know, you see that a lot. So anybody who's looking for an internship, find something that you'll meet some interesting people and some good people, because then that could take you a million different ways, if that makes sense. Yeah, I was an intern in the mailroom at the William Morris agency when I was a senior in high school, and had the suit on and the mail cart and was getting screamed on by agents. But some of the other interns in the mailroom were cool guys, and I met them, and we kind of came up together, and 10 years later one of them's my agent at William Morris. So if you never know where your life's going to take you, if you're just open to where it could go, then good things are happening. I see a lot of interns, and I've seen over the years at different places I've worked, they show up late, they leave early, they don't talk to anybody else, they say, well, I'm not getting paid, well, there's no positions, even if once my internship's over, there's nowhere for me to get hired here. But you never know where people are gonna work. I mean, there was a girl, her name was Ashlyn Gorse, and she was my producer when I was a freelance guest on an MSNBC movie show. Now she's an E-Channel correspondent, and we sat next to each other for 4 years and worked together on air and did live events together. And it's like, you never know where people's careers are gonna go. So just be open, and then hopefully, you know, you put yourself in good situations, I guess.